Just ahead on District-Wide Update, find out how students at Senior are helping change lives one blanket at a time. Then get a sneak peek into the new visitor management system we're launching this month. Finally, a teacher at Jefferson is finding new ways to motivate her students in the classroom. Hear about all this and so much more right now on District-Wide Update. Hello and welcome back to the District-Wide Update. I hope you've all been able to stay warm in these frigid Iowa winter temperatures. There's nothing like a high of -8 to keep you on your toes. But the cold weather hasn't stopped our students and staff from all the great things they've accomplished this month. Snuggle up with a warm blanket and let's get started. Well, after all this cold weather, let's start this month's show with some warm and cozy comfort. And you may want to grab a box of Kleenex because this story may bring on some tears. See for yourself. In December of 2005, Katie Widmar, a senior at Dubuque Senior High School, was diagnosed with cancer. After undergoing countless hours of chemotherapy treatment and even a stem cell transplant, Katie went home cancer-free in November of 2006. Feeling lucky to have all the love, comfort, and support from friends and family throughout her journey, she wanted a way to give back.
Katie had a fleece tie blanket with her through all her treatments. It was soft, it was warm, it was her comfort, and it was from home. When we were trying to figure out how to pay it forward, a friend of mine said, "Katie, what could you not do without besides your mom?" And when she was finished rolling her eyes, she said, "My fleece tie blanket."
So Katie and Cindy started a nonprofit organization called Covers of Comfort. Knowing there are no programs for adult cancer patients like Katie, each year they collect and deliver over 250 fleece tie blankets to give away. But they don't do it alone. They get help from Senior High School Student Council, friends, church communities, youth groups, and anyone who wants to make a difference in a cancer patient's journey.
It's important to me because it involves so many people. And so many people took care of us, the kindness. But we take those blankets to the patients and we cover them and they feel the love from everyone who made the blankets, and being in their room and seeing that you can't just not do it. We have to keep doing it. It's important.
Wrapping others in warmth and comfort has become very important to Katie and Cindy. Something as small as a warm fleece blanket can make all the difference in a cancer patient's journey. And let's face it, every adult can use a warm, cozy blanket to call their own. Wow, what a powerful story. Katie and Cindy have been doing this for 6 years now, and there's no end in sight. If you'd like more information, you can visit their Facebook page, Covers of Comfort, or check out their website, www.coversofcomfort.com. Okay, now on to our strategic plan snapshot for the month. You may have seen the banners, billboards, social media, and countless other forms of campaigning we've done for this cause. This is something very dear to our hearts. You guessed it, folks, attendance awareness. We want everyone to understand the significance of getting children to school on time every day, so we thought we'd give it even more attention here on our update. Take a look. The Attendance Awareness Campaign started back in 2012. The City of Dubuque applied for the All-American City Award, and part of that application was focused on third-grade reading. Now, what does that have to do with attendance, you ask? Many parents don't realize that keeping their children home from school can have a direct effect on their proficiency in reading by the end of the 3rd grade. So we launched our campaign.
We know that if students miss more than 10% of any school year, it significantly impacts their achievement. And so that's where a lot of the education is centered around this year. Getting parents to understand that if it's kindergarten, important pre-reading strategies are being done in kindergarten. So if their student would miss 10% or 18 days this year, plus 18 days as a 1st grader, 18 days as a 2nd grader, that's a lot of the school year and a lot of learning.
And that's why early childhood education is our main concentration this year. But of course, maintaining attendance at all grade levels is vital for a strong education. Our campaign is focused on being attendance superheroes, and we know you can be one. Find out how and see our new attendance superhero video at www.dbqschools.org/attendance. Next up, the staff at Marshall and Audubon participated in a poverty simulation this month. Take a look. The simulation is meant to offer a brief glance into the struggles low-income families face each month. The staff was split into groups and given name tags to signify which family they belong to. The simulation covers 1 month and is broken into 4 15-minute weeks. The participants have to work together to figure out what needs to be accomplished first and how to reach their goals. It's designed to help them gain a better understanding of the typical life of a family experiencing poverty. After the simulation was completed, they regrouped to share some of their experiences. What a great way to help our staff more fully understand and address the needs of those who face significant challenges in our community. If you'd like more information on Operation New View, you can visit their website at www.operationnewview.org or check out their Facebook page, Operation New View Community Action Agency. Well, I'm sure you've all heard about our new visitor management system we're about to launch in our district. Well, in case you haven't, we thought you might like some more details. So here's a quick look at how the system will work in our schools. The safety of our students and staff is always at the top of our list. So to ensure that we're doing everything we can, we're adding a new visitor management system called the Raptor system.
This is one additional layer of safety in our buildings. We take the safety of our students and our staff very seriously, and as we looked at safety enhancements to our buildings, we know that our visitor management has been inconsistent throughout the years, and this is a way to add some consistency across the district.
It's very easy. When a visitor arrives at a district building, they will present a photo ID. The photo ID will allow them to be electronically checked into our system, which will then be cross-checked against the National Sex Offender Registry.
One of the things that we really want to stress to families and to visitors is that this isn't intended to be a barrier to folks coming into our buildings. It's really designed to be more consistent about managing who's in our buildings and to add another layer of safety into our buildings for students and staff.
The system is set to launch February 3rd. At that point, school district employees will work with families and visitors as they come into our buildings to better educate them on the system and show them how it works. Well, I think this is going to be great for our school district. It's clear that the safety of our students and staff is important to us, and this is just one more way to make sure we provide a safe and secure learning environment for everyone. Okay, now get ready because we're about to discuss government. Not my favorite subject in school, but I'll admit this was pretty interesting. A United States ambassador from Bangladesh spoke at Dubuque Senior High School this month. His name is Ambassador Dan Mosina. He was actually born and raised on a dairy farm right here in northeast Iowa and graduated from Dubuque Senior High School. He spoke to the students about his work and his goals to strengthen, deepen, and broaden relationships between the United States and Bangladesh. After giving a brief speech about his own journey, he took questions from the crowd. What a treat for the students at Senior, and what a great chance to see a senior graduate doing such great things. It's not every day you get to meet a U.S. ambassador. Next up, the Dubuque Fire Department showed up at Bryant Elementary. But don't worry, it wasn't to put out a fire. Take a look. Kindergarten and first grade students at Bryant gathered in the gym this month to learn about fire safety. The Dubuque Fire Department makes yearly visits to the elementary schools to educate them on fire prevention by simulating scenarios in Sparky's Hazard House, a 3-story model house that features different fire hazards in each room. The kids learned a lot, asking and answering a lot of important questions. But let's not forget the very first rule of fire safety, the stop, drop, and roll. Fire prevention and safety is so important, and it's never too early to start learning. Thanks to the Dubuque Fire Department for spending their time educating our students. Okay, I hate to do this, but this next story's taking us back to the cold weather. But when we get to cozy up inside, our buildings and grounds staff is out working on snow and ice removal. And that's the focus of this month's construction zone. We all know we've had quite a few brutally cold, icy, and snowy mornings this year. And while you're all inside sleeping in because of that 2-hour delay, our buildings and grounds guys have been up for hours clearing off roads and sidewalks, making it safe for our students to come to school.
This winter's been a challenge for buildings and grounds, as you can imagine. The snow and ice management's been a challenge. I don't think everybody knows that we have 7 trucks and 7 drivers that typically go out and start at 1 in the morning, plow all night to have all the parking lot and sidewalks and everything open and driveways open for the start of school.
And you'll never guess how many miles of property they plow. They recently reset their odometers to track how long it takes to get around to all the parking lots, driveways, and playgrounds. They collectively drive 497 miles per snowfall. And let's not forget about the salt.
So far this winter we've gone through 500 tons. That's 12 semi-loads of salt. And then the custodians, they take care of all the sidewalks and entryways, and they've gone through about 171,000 pounds of salt. It's been a challenging year.
Well, we all owe a big thank you to the staff out there plowing every morning. It's a rough job, and we're lucky to have them. Next up, a 7th grade language arts teacher at Jefferson is using an unconventional method to motivate her students. Check it out. It's called Genius Hour, and it's modeled after Google's 20% time. Google employees get to use 20% of their day to work on whatever interests them. So why not try that in a 7th grade classroom?
I think it motivates them to learn. A lot of times if you're teaching a story or working on a paper, not all the kids are invested in that particular story or that particular paper. This way it's differentiated for all of them because they are all picking what they are interested in.
The kids' interests vary from working with the Humane Society, blogging about softball, websites on tornado safety awareness, coordinating a coat drive at Kennedy Mall, and even hosting a pancake breakfast for veterans. The only requirement is that they somehow share their interests with the bigger community.
There's a Veterans Freedom Center in town, which I like to, my uncle used to go there, and we went and painted it and helped, and I thought that'd be cool to help raise money for them. They're the ones that go overseas and fight for us, and I want to give back to them.
And the coolest part of this whole project is that the students are doing something they're passionate about, while learning a lot of real-world lessons that they may not normally get in a classroom setting.
And the students are learning a lot. They're reading a lot of other websites and learning a lot of information. They're being in contact with people from businesses, so they're learning to speak professionally. They're deciphering what information is important, what information is not important. So it's benefiting them a great deal.
I think it's very cool that we can, you can do whatever you want in your interest that helps out, and there's no rules to it except, behave and have fun with it.
Well, there you have it, everyone. Words to live by. Behave and have fun. Now, as a favor to my new friend Isaac, I promised I'd plug his Facebook page, so please go to Facebook, search Kids for Vets, and like the page. He would greatly appreciate your support. And Genius Hour's not the only cool thing happening at Jefferson this month. They also had a professional football player visit their school to share his inspirational story. Check it out. An entire gym full of Jefferson students and staff were cheering as the Buffalo Bills quarterback, Thad Lewis, walked in. Growing up in Florida, he's not exactly used to these Iowa winters, but he braved the sub-zero temperatures to talk to the students. He played football all through college at Duke and has now been playing professionally for 4 years. But what he really wanted to talk about was his education. He spoke about how important it is to work hard and stay in school. He really set a great example for the kids. Not only was it exciting for them to meet a professional football player, but it's even cooler that he's such an advocate for a good education. Well, now you're all up to date. Now, as you know, this doesn't even begin to cover all the cool things happening in our district. So if you have anything going on in your schools you think we should know about, please send us an email at tellyourstory@dbqschools.org. And for more coverage on our school district, you can always check out our website, www.dbqschools.org, or watch us here on Channel 16 and 85.6 for daily replays. Until next time, thanks for joining us.